It's Wolf, and I just finally got back home from college. If you guys have watched the recent videos, you guys will know that this semester, simply put, COVID stuff is still going on, and I decided to go back to college in person because, well, honestly, I don't really know why. I know, like, I really wanted to make sure that I had my dorm room in case spring semester was, like, all in person and they didn't offer hybrid classes online and stuff. Anyway, long story short, was on campus all the way up until today. I actually just got home a couple hours ago and was just generally not having a great time. I mentioned in a bunch of my videos, it was just that it was very hard to get anything done on campus because of COVID restrictions and stuff, but that's a whole nother video. This video, I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of stuff that I ordered to my house while I was at college. So I have this stack of packages and I was like, hey, I'm going to do a mail time type of video. Also, this might have some awkward cuts or something. I'm recording this on my phone just because like length of time, it'll probably be a longer video, and so I usually record those on my phone rather than on my camera, because my camera overheats if you record for video too long anyway. But also, who knows how much storage my phone has, so if it just abruptly cuts, it means I had to like delete some stuff and get more room on my phone. Anyhow, let's explain first why I ordered stuff to home. So I have this handy little chart here. So I have had an on-campus job. I'm going to be going remote next semester, so I don't really actually have that job anymore. Anyway, on-campus job, I was taking about a seventh of what I was making, and I was saving everything except for that seventh, and then spending that seventh on just kind of whatever I wanted to. The issue was I was ordering stuff online, but I didn't, it was like, do I send it to myself on campus or do I send it to home? And so the issue being on campus was that if I did catch coronavirus on campus, which thank goodness I managed to avoid, I would have been put into quarantine, and the issue with being put into quarantine would have meant that I wouldn't have been able to pick up the package from the mail center on campus, and they might have sent it back, which would have caused a whole bunch of issues. So instead, I figured, well, I might as well just send things home instead, because then they're there. It doesn't matter if I was stuck in a quarantine or anything like that. Just a quick note, pretty sure the only reason I managed to avoid quarantine or isolation or anything on campus was because I talked to literally nobody this semester. So, simply put, just a note to any other people who are going to college. If you have the option of doing remote next semester for spring semester, probably better to do remote, at least from my experience. But anyhow, so I have a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to open, and I'm going to show you guys. I actually ordered so much stuff that I made a list just to make sure that I get everything, or that I got everything. And I managed to do this and still come out with more money than I started the semester with. I just really hyperactively budgeted. A lot of the games that I ordered, you guys will notice, are older games, PS3 era games and stuff. But anyway, before I do that, actually, though, I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I did order to myself on campus or buy while I was on campus, because there was a GameStop nearby and stuff. So first off, this is going to be a weird one. I actually bought a pair of ON wireless earbuds. Yeah, so just wanted to say really quickly, I bought that on computer before, and it was surprisingly good quality, so I kind of wanted a pair of wireless earbuds for walking around on campus, even though I didn't actually order these until right before I was about to go home anyway. But I wanted a pair of wireless earbuds for, just wandering around campus and stuff, and I didn't want to, spend a ton of money, and these were $20, and, they're not the best quality ever, but they are higher quality than I was expecting. As you guys can see, they look complete rip-off AirPods, which I actually don't really like, because it's like if they made them look unique, you wouldn't have to deal with people being like, why do you have fake AirPods? And it's like, well, I didn't really want AirPods to begin with. I wanted something cheap. But anyway, yeah, the only real complaint that I have about these so far is that the charging cable is this big. Don't know if it really fits in the camera, but it's a very short charging cable, which makes it kind of a pain to charge unless you're charging it off of a computer or another device. But overall, these are actually not a bad deal for $20. A pair of wireless earbuds, and they sound okay. I mean, they don't sound bad by any means. They're not the best sounding things ever, but they have Wolf's approval. So yeah, got those, and I'm happy with them. So the next stuff, well, another thing, okay, so this one I didn't actually buy while I was on campus. I bought this next thing a while ago, but I just wanted to show it in this video quick. I bought this wall-mountable CD player. Just wanted to kind of mention this here in the video because I figured that I would have shown it off by now, but I just haven't. This is going to be the new CD player for any CD reviews coming up in the future. It's nice because, as you guys can see here, it doesn't have any sort of cover on the CD, so you'll be able to see the disc spinning really well. Only reason I bought it was just for the CD reviews. I have not actually used it like at all, as you guys can tell, because all of the documentation and stuff is like still in the CD tray. But it was on Amazon. It was kind of expensive, but with how often I try to do CD reviews, I was like, it'll be worth it to improve the quality of the videos a little bit. The next thing, this is probably the most expensive thing I bought, and I'm gonna do a bigger review on it in the future. I'm putting these together because they go together. I bought a mini PC. So my campus used to have like normal cable, but they changed over to streaming only for cable and stuff, and I was like, man, I'm still going to want to watch TV, but I don't want to like hook up my computer every time. And I was like kind of wanting to buy a mini PC anyway, just because I feel like I will have a use for one in the future. Like I almost always find ways to use stuff that I own. So I ended up buying this. It is a Beelink. I don't actually remember the exact model number, but I bought it because it has an i3, and I looked up the version of i3 it has, and I did like a comparison with the i3 that was in an old laptop I had, because I already knew how the performance of that laptop worked, just to make sure that this would be able to do the stuff that I wanted. And yeah, it does. It's not like the most powerful thing ever, but for doing the streaming stuff, like streaming video from like a cable provider, on this worked perfectly fine, playing YouTube videos in like 1080p and stuff. I don't think it can do 4K, but 1080p YouTube videos worked fine. And shockingly, this actually worked with my Elgato. I was able to record stuff from my main laptop through an Elgato using this. I would not suggest doing that. You kind of have to have a little bit of like experience with the Elgato and a little bit of finesse to get it like fully working. But it was possible, and so actually I've uploaded a couple videos that were recorded that way using this. Like I said, this will be probably like its own video in the future though, maybe, hopefully, if I can find time. And then alongside that, I bought this Logitech wireless keyboard just so that way like I had a keyboard to use with it. This was not very expensive. It is fine. It's really nice for kind of exactly what the dude in the picture is doing, using it from a distance as like a media center thing. It's got the mouse pad and the keyboard on it. It actually also has a little button up in the corner. That's a left click button. So like you can have like one thumb on the mouse pad and one thumb on here on the left click button, and it just makes it like really simple to navigate. Keys feel a little bit mushy on it, but I mean, I'm not like, I don't think it's clearly not marketed for like gaming or anything, so it works fine. And if you want like a media center keyboard, it's pretty good. It was also a full-sized keyboard, which I didn't think it was when I ordered it, but it was, and I was like, oh, well, that's helpful. Now my hands don't have to adjust to something else. So yeah, this is cool and this is useful. Like I said, don't take anything in this video to be like a full-on review, because I've got a lot of stuff to get through. So I'm just kind of going over everything. But yeah, that is that. Now on to some games that I ordered to myself on campus, or bought on campus. Here's just a quick one. You guys know I collect Club Penguin stuff, so this is Club Penguin Elite Penguin Force, the original one, not Herbert's Revenge. I had Herbert's Revenge, played through it. A whole bunch of the missions on Herbert's Revenge are actually the same ones as the original Club Penguin game had, which kind of sucked actually, because it's like, well, I've already played these. So I also bought this. I was gonna originally try to get like a full copy of it, but it was one of those things where I just ran into it at GameStop for $2, and I was like, well, like why not? I haven't played it yet, but it looks like it'll be cool, so it'll be fun to play around with. Next thing, we have a PC game, Big Mother Truckers 2. Wasn't expecting to buy this, but this actually kind of introduced me to the fact that Walmart has a bunch of really cheap PC games that are a little bit older but are like still brand new. This was, I think, $7 and it included shipping, and it was the only thing I put in that order. So that was a really good deal. It's a little bit like just, those goofy trucking games that were popular for a while. It's older, so the graphics aren't like the greatest or anything, but it is it's an interesting little game. I haven't played a whole ton of it, but it's like 18 Wheels of Steel but goofy and stuff like that. I can't remember. There was an arcade series of games that was like in the arcades that I used to play, and it was really cool. Like and it had like a big booth, and you would drive trucks and stuff. And it's kind of like that, but just really, really silly. Also a sequel. And you don't need to activate it anywhere. It's like actually on the disc. It installs from the disc, so you don't need like a Steam account or anything. I mean, it's like, is it really a great game? No, but is it worth $7 to laugh out for like an hour? Like, yeah, sure, why not? And it's older too, so it runs on like everything, I think. You know, it's pretty cool. It's silly, it's kind of raunchy and stuff, but it's you know, it's funny. So next thing also actually is in a jewel case, but is not a game. I just wanted to show this off. So I bought Cash Money and Marvelous, Where's the Party At? This is a music CD from Cash Money and Marvelous, who are a Philadelphia duo that this album came out in 1988. They're often kind of grouped in with Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, but didn't ever reach that height of popularity. I had to write an essay for a class about an old school hip hop album, and I kind of wanted to listen to this one anyway, so I actually went ahead and wrote the essay on this, and yeah, I mean it's really good actually, but there aren't that many copies for sale. I think it was like $15, which is like $2 or $3 more than a normal album, but it was also brand new when I got it, so I think it's a pretty cool album. I would like to do a CD review on it in the future, especially because I did write an essay on it, so I have a whole bunch of interesting stuff to say about it, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good album. And if you like that kind of like, you know, kind of not silly, but like not really serious style of rap, like just to make the comparison that I just said a lot of people make, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, it's like that music. They have a couple songs that are a little bit like, they swear a little bit more, has an explicit sticker on it, but it's not bad by any means, so I think it's a pretty cool album. Another thing, I actually bought this 2 days ago, right before I got home, Fast and Furious Crossroads. I know that this is one of those games that got a ton of negative reviews. I have not played it yet, as you guys can tell. I left it in this little packaging because GameStop does something now, so this was a new copy. But the issue with buying new copies from GameStop is usually that they're out of the plastic anyway, if they're the last one in the store. But I've noticed now that they started putting their games in these little bags, which is, you know, I mean, it doesn't make it any less pre-opened, but I think it's a nice touch. And as for the game, I mean, it got a ton of negative reviews, but also so did Fast and Furious Showdown when that came out on the PS3. And I knew that it was like not a good game, but I still had a bunch of fun with it. So I'm thinking I could probably do the same thing with this game. Fast and Furious is a movie series that like I've always sort of liked. I've never watched like a ton of them, but you know, I'm looking forward to playing it. Might actually play it later today. Another PS4 game that I bought pretty recently actually at the GameStop near my campus was MudRunner American Wilds. This game, you guys probably have heard about this game. It was one of those games that like so the original version was Spin Tires. It was a PC exclusive. It's a game where you kind of just like try to drive trucks through mud and deliver lumber. It's cool, however, it is extremely slow-paced at times and very frustrating at times. I'm glad I bought it. I don't think it's bad, but sometimes it's like, it's one of those things where the game like focuses so much on this idea of like driving through mud and stuff that it actually can make it seem realistic, because sometimes you'll be driving on a paved road and it still feels like you're driving through mud, which it's like, you're not driving through mud though. It's a cool game. There's tons of other people who've played it and stuff, so, you know, there's reviews and stuff out there already of it, but I got it for $20. Actually, most of the games that I got in this video were like $20, so it's okay. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's a nice change of vehicle game. It's not like a racing game, but it's still a driving game, which I like games like that, so yeah. Up next, so this purchase actually was kind of frustrating. I bought Inversion on the PC, and I wanted to buy this because I've heard it compared to Gears of War a ton of times, and one of my favorite games, ZMR, is also compared to Gears of War a bunch. So I kind of figured, well, I like ZMR, and ZMR is like Gears of War, and if Inversion is like Gears of War, then I'll probably like Inversion also. So I bought it, and I didn't actually get to play it, because as you guys can see, it's an EU version. So Inversion needs to be activated via Steam, which normally wouldn't be any sort of big issue, but the problem is that this EU version apparently can't get activated in North America. I tried to input the code, and it said that it wasn't for sale in my region. I looked it up, and I guess that happens sometimes if you buy codes, but the thing that's really frustrating is that I bought this on Walmart through one of like Walmart's third-party sellers, and it was a business like in North America also. So it's kind of annoying that like a North American seller was selling this and it didn't work here. And it's weird too because I've activated European codes before. I think that my copy of Black Ops 2 on the PC was one that came on a disc, had an activation code, and it worked fine. So I know that sometimes different games, different regions, all sorts of stuff like that, but it's just really, really annoying because that's like $8 and I pretty much have a CD that I can't really do anything with because the game isn't actually on, like there's no way to do that, and you can't just like change your region on Steam, enter the code, and then change it back or anything. So I'm still not completely sure what exactly to do with this. I guess if I ever make any European friends, I can give it to them, or if I ever move to Europe for some reason, I'll be able to activate it then. Luckily though, I only spent like $8 on it, so it's not like it was a huge loss. I'm glad it wasn't like a full $60 game or anything like that. But I think that does go to kind of warn you that like Bad Mother Truckers 2 that I bought from Walmart was really cheap and really like it was a good deal for what it was. But as you guys could see, I had the E rating, so it was a North American copy of the game. So that was okay, but you want to maybe be cautious buying European copies of PC games because sometimes they can be region locked and there's not really anything you can necessarily do about that. But I would still like to play Inversion eventually. It looks really cool. I might end up buying just like a PS3 copy of it or something, or it's only like $10 on Steam as it is, and since I already have this version that had to be activated through Steam anyway, like maybe I might as well just do that, but haven't actually played it yet, but it looks cool, and it is nice to have the disc. Up next, Metal Wolf Chaos XD. This game was kind of a joke by Devolver Digital. They kind of kept saying like, we want to remake Metal Wolf Chaos, and they eventually did, and it came out. It was like, it had like multiple publishers or anything. There was some sort of weird stuff with the release. Simply put, I saw that the GameStop near my campus had it, and this was actually a used copy, but it was one of those used copies that looked so new and was so much cheaper than a new copy that I was like, well, like, of course, might as well buy it. So I bought it. I think, I remember hearing, I don't remember exactly where I heard it, but I remember hearing somebody one time say something about, because the original Metal Wolf Chaos was an Xbox game, an original Xbox game. And I remember one time hearing somebody say, like, yeah, it's kind of silly, but you also have to remember that it's like an obscure original Xbox game that has just been ported to new consoles. So eventually the charm can kind of wear off. And I kind of agree with that. It's really fun at first, and it's like really silly, but kind of eventually you do sort of kind of get sick of all the weird grammar or non-enthusiastic voice acting. It's cool. I got it for like $15, so I think it's worth like $15. I'm not disappointed, but it's like, it definitely doesn't, like, the humor of it when you first play it does kind of wear off, but I think the gameplay is honestly not that bad either, so I think it's a pretty okay mech game. I don't play a ton of mech games, but it is pretty cool. Next, World War Z. I remember seeing this game, and I think seeing positive reviews about it. I mainly bought it because it's got 4 campaigns, and when I'm at college, I don't really ever want to get into a game that has like a really, really long campaign because I won't be able to like remember it because I'm at college and I have other stuff. But since this game has 4 campaigns and each one takes about an hour, that's kind of why I was interested in playing it. I like zombie games also, so I was like, well, I can finish like a campaign on the weekend of this game and have fun with it, and it's pretty cool. It plays a little bit like The Division, in my opinion, but like with zombies. It's not multiplayer. Well, I mean, it is multiplayer. It's not like an MMO or anything like The Division, but the actual like gameplay style of it reminds me of The Division. I haven't played a ton of it, so I can't say like a ton about it. I will say like it's definitely worth $20, which is what I paid for it. But if I had paid $60 for it, I think I would have been a little disappointed. But it's pretty cool, and if you can get it for not super expensive, I would suggest checking it out. I know it was one of those games that I think had a bunch of YouTubers play it when it first came out, so you could probably find tons of videos of people playing it. So it's cool though. Next, I'm gonna get some criticism for this one probably. Onechambara Z2 Chaos. This game, okay, I mainly bought this game because I think it'll be worth money someday, because it's one of those games that's like a Japanese game that people make fun of and everything, but then like in a couple years I think people will have trouble finding copies of it when they actually want to play it. Honestly, I have like no idea what's going on in it, and I saw Austin Eruption's kind of review thing of it where he was like, actually it's not bad, and it's not. It reminds me of, you know, hack and slash games, kind of like the ones from Suda51, like No More Heroes and Lollipop Chainsaw. A little bit, it's not exactly the same. It's just one of those games that you can just kind of play and have fun with. At times, like, the fan service is kind of annoying because that's not why I play games. Like, I play games to play games, but it's all right. It was another one that I paid $20 for. I stuffed it in an order with some other stuff that I needed for school, actually, just because, like, free shipping. So I'd like to play a little bit more. Like, I've only played like an hour of it because busy when I'm at college and stuff, but it seems like it'll be okay, but I think that the fan service of it will get annoying. But I think the gameplay seems pretty solid. The story is also really confusing, but I mean, what else would you expect? Up next, Anthem. Simply put, I paid $5 for this and I have not played it because it requires PlayStation Plus to play online. I normally, like, I don't have any issue with PlayStation Plus, but I just don't, like, buy it that much because I play so many single player games, and especially when I'm at college, I don't have time, so, like, I don't play multiplayer games. It was one of those things where regardless of how many negative reviews this game gets, for $5, I can't really complain about it if I can play it for a little while and have some fun with it. So when I get PlayStation Plus, I will play it. I played like the beta of it, and I had fun with it. Like, I could see why people were complaining about it and stuff, but I thought it was all right. But like I said, I've actually gotten around to playing it, so I can't say much about it. And then the last thing that I bought while I was on campus, man, this is gonna be a really long video. It's already been 20 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the packages yet. Grid Ultimate Edition. I bought this because when I'm at college, although now it's my senior year now, and now that I'm doing remote next semester, it's not like I will really be at college again unless someday I go to grad school or something, which I don't really plan on right now. But when I'm at college, normally I play a lot of racing games because you don't have to focus too much on story or anything in those. And this was $20, and it was like it was $20, and I looked on Amazon, and it was still like $40 or whatever on Amazon. And hang on, video file problem. I gotta stop this video and then start another one. Okay, we're on the second video where you're exceeding maximum file size. Yeah, so Grid, it's a racing game. It reminds me, the driving feels a little bit like Split Second. I feel like a ton of people have played this game, so I don't think there's a lot for me to say about it. For $20 to get the Ultimate Edition, which came with the season pass and everything, just tons of races. It's a cool game. I like the handling of it, even though it feels a little bit arcadey. Like it's one of those kind of weird mixes between simulation and arcade. But I think it's a really cool game. Like, again, another game that I just didn't have a lot of time to play while I was on campus, but I did enjoy it. Really, the only thing that I disliked about it was that there isn't a huge car selection in it, and cars are kind of restricted to different events. So, like, I think there's like an Aston Martin in it, and I didn't even realize that until later on because it was like locked behind a certain type of event and stuff. But it's a pretty cool game if you like racing games, and again, like, you have $20 or whatever and you can find it for that much. It's pretty cool. It felt very much like the GameStop had this and just wasn't able to get rid of it and kept decreasing the price. Actually, I think I still have the picture. I'll have to try to put it up if I remember, but I actually have the picture. I peeled the sticker off, and you could see where it was originally priced at $60, then $40, then $20. So I'm kind of glad that I just sort of swooped in with some good timing and got it for a pretty good price. All right, and then I think that brings us on to the actual unboxing part of the video, almost like 30 minutes in. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here and then start with another video just because, like, to kind of separate it and make it, you know, make sense. So I will be back in a second with the packages. All right, on to the next part here, the part where I actually unbox stuff. So I just want to note real quick though, you guys might have noticed I kept saying like about a bunch of the stuff that I bought costed $20. $20 is a really prime price point for a game because if you want a new copy of a game, new copies, once the game gets down to $20, that's usually around when they'll stop selling new copies and will only start selling used copies. And sometimes you can get even better deals. Like I think the Surge 2, like Ultimate Edition, is only like $10 new at GameStop, but $20 tends to be a pretty good like point of I want this game, but I want it to be cheaper. That's the price you should usually aim for. So first, I have two things that were actually already opened, but for good reason. So I'll kind of do those first. So the first thing, I actually opened this earlier today, and the only reason I did was because I heard some rattling around inside, and I just wanted to make sure it was okay. Need for Speed: The Run on Wii. This is probably kind of a weird choice. I tried to kind of put it back in the plastic there, but yeah, there we go. Need for Speed: The Run on the Wii. I've already done a whole playthrough of Need for Speed: The Run, but I bought the Wii version because I don't know if the back shows it or anything. Probably not, but yeah, so I can't remember. I think the PS3, Xbox 360, PC version of the game had a protagonist named Jack. So you guys can see here, if you can read it, because the camera kind of keeps focusing and focusing out. Beat Matt's competitive edge. This game has a different story than the other versions of it, which is interesting. It's the same basic concept of a race across the country, but it has a different protagonist and I think a slightly different story. So I was just really interested in the fact that it has a different story. And there's actually multiple Wii games and Nintendo DS games that exist that have the same name as other games, but actually have a completely different story or something. So I might do a whole video about it. There's actually at least one or two other games that I ordered that are similar to that, in that idea of like, this is a Wii game, but it's actually like a different game really. So again, haven't played this because I just opened it earlier today, but I am looking forward to seeing, well, how it plays and also just how different the story is. All right, and then the next thing that was already opened, this was just opened because my mom texted me when it showed up and was like, hey, did you order a package? And I was like, well, I've been ordering packages, but nothing right now in particular. So this is something I ordered a long time ago and just showed up. Let me see if I can be all fancy about it and show it to you guys before telling you what it is. It is the special edition of Manic from Halsey. It's signed, as you can see. So this was a thing that was sold, but really subtly, like, and it just took forever to get here because of coronavirus and other stuff, I'm sure, but it also just took such a long time to actually show up. It came with the digital album though, so like I was able to listen to the album and stuff in the meanwhile, but it was one of those things where like, I'm not like a Halsey super fan, but I like Halsey's music, and I saw this for sale, and at first I was thinking like, it's probably gonna be one of those things where it's like $50 or something just because it's signed, and no, this was like the price of a normal CD, despite the fact that it has a signature. Actually, I think it might have even been cheaper than like the CD was at Target. So it was cheaper, I think, was signed, and has alternative cover art. So I think that's really cool. It's actually sealed, which is kind of interesting because that means that she must have signed it and then they sealed it, because the sign is like, it's not on the wrap. So I'll have to listen to that in the future. Another CD that hopefully I can do a CD review on in the future, assuming I get the time. So yeah, I really like Manic. I haven't listened to the whole thing the whole way through just because I didn't have the CD, but the digital stuff that I did listen to has been really cool. I like the song 3 AM a lot off of that album. Speaking of music, ordered some stuff from Kill All Music. I think I've mentioned these guys in a couple of videos before. I own multiple cassettes from them, and I have always meant to do reviews of the cassettes, and I kind of had one uploaded for a while, but it was really bad, so I ended up taking it down. I ordered, so they're actually going out of business, which was kind of a thing that they joked around about and said like, yeah, we're going to go out of business eventually because we're a small indie record label. But so I went and I ordered some stuff. I ordered 2 cassettes and a CD from them, and yeah, so let's unbox it and take a look at those. So this is a thing that I've not opened yet. Oh goodness, what? Okay, so, oh wow. This is probably the time to note that I also told them in the notes of my order, I said, if you guys have anything extra, I'm going to put this into a unboxing video. So if you guys have anything else interesting that you might want to send along, because you might not, like, since you guys, like, I pretty much said, like, since y'all are going out of business, if you have anything else that you might want to send along, feel free to, because I will promise I will keep it in good hands. And it looks like they might have done just that. So this looks like it's a poster, actually. Oh, goodness. Wow. Yeah, they sent multiple posters, didn't they? Oh, wow. Holy crap. They sent a ton of stuff. Jeez, that was very generous of them. All right, Party Nails. I think that, did I order a CD? I think Party Nails was one of the CDs that I ordered. So that's cool. The poster got a little bit beat up in the shipping, in the folding, but you know, it's fine. If you slapped it in a frame, you probably wouldn't even notice. Party Nails, haven't listened to a ton of them, but I was interested enough to, I think that one of the albums or CDs that I ordered was theirs. If not, I know that I've heard them before and been interested in listening to them before. And this is a magazine, Razor Cake. Don't think I've ever heard of this before, but I'm assuming it's probably like an indie music magazine because they're, you know, like an indie publisher. Man, this looks kind of older actually. Does this have a date? Might just be the way it's printed. 2017, it probably says on the back or on the side. Not sure when this is from, but I will probably take a closer look at it afterwards and be able to tell you guys, like, with a little note on screen. This is cool. Suppose I could probably also learn about, like, some other, you know, DIY record labels and stuff through this. Yeah. Oh, looks like there's some, like, lyrics in here, too. It's cool. Oh, there's the Ramones. I remember I actually took a class about history of American music and or American popular music, and we talked about them. So yeah, that's cool. I'll have to do a read through that. So what else did they send? Okay, I'm back. I had to take a quick little break because awkward cut, but my phone ran out of memory as I kind of assumed it would. So I had to transfer all the stuff that I had already recorded over to my computer and then clear up space. And also my phone is apparently low on battery, so I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. But so I was in the middle of unboxing the Kill All Music package, took advantage of the couple minutes there while it was transferring stuff from my phone to my computer to unbox this a little bit more. Goodness, this was really, really kind of them to send to me. So for one, they sent the usual Kill All Music matches, as they tend to send in some packages. Be careful with those. But so also, I ordered, if I remember correctly, I ordered the Aw Man Oh Dear cassette and the Candy Cigarettes cassette. So this Ram cassette is something that they just sent me. So let's go ahead and pick those up, scoot those to the side. And then I ordered the Party Nails CD, and this, I believe this is a Warhorse CD. It's upside down. Sorry about that. Hang on, let me try to fix that real quick. This is a Warhorse CD that they also just kind of sent me, which is cool. I am never going to complain about getting extra music. And then beneath that, there was also 4 additional digital albums that they sent me, but I've taken those out because, you know, they have codes and I don't want to show those on video. They sent me a ton of stickers, and I can pretty much guarantee you guys that at least a few of these will be going on to the new CD player for you guys to see in future videos and stuff. And then beneath all of that, they also sent a nice little thank you. Thank you for an amazing 4+ years, Kill All Music. Oh, and there's ponies on the back. So yeah, that is quite the package from Kill All Music. I believe this is just some cardboard. Oh, know how to that looks like it's from one of those boxes that you buy and they like send you meals. So it's kind of messy right now. I'm gonna have to clear all this up. That was so when I bought the cassettes and the CD that I bought, and I kind of put that little message on there that said hang on, let me put something up that shows Kill All Music so you guys have something to look at. So when I sent that message and said like, hey, I'll give anything a good home that you guys don't need anymore, I kind of thought it would like I didn't expect them to actually take it seriously. Like I didn't want to sound like greedy or anything, but I was just kind of like, you know, why not, you know, and they actually sent me extra stuff. So you guys know that it takes quite a while for me to do CD reviews and cassette reviews and stuff, but I do legitimately plan on reviewing like all of the CDs and cassettes that I own. And so all of the stuff that Kill All Music has sent me today will get reviewed in the future at some point. I'm just so busy because college and stuff, and that's why it takes me a really long time to get them done sometimes. But someday I definitely will review all of the stuff in here. And yeah, and I think Kill All Music's store is still probably open by the time that I upload this. So I will have to try to remember to put them in the description. Even though they're going out of business, you can still buy plenty of stuff. When I looked a few days, there was still tons of stuff for sale on there. So yeah, definitely check out. Also, sorry, the camera's getting kind of blurry, but definitely check out Kill All Music. Yeah, just extremely generous. I'm kind of just shocked. I mean, like, they're always like a cool label. Like, they interact with me on Twitter and stuff. But you know, it's one of those things where, like, I'm such a small YouTuber. It's like, oh my goodness, when companies and stuff do nice things for me, it's like, wow. it's like getting, you know, it's like seeing somebody believes in you. You know, outside of my family and friends. But yeah, this is quite the cool little package, and like I said, I will have to review all this stuff eventually, and I will definitely be putting some of these stickers on that CD player, assuming I can fit them on there. I probably can. It's probably not an issue, but yeah, I'm going to clear off the space on the desk and grab the next package. All right, I'm going to leave the Kill All Music matches up in the corner there so you guys can see them. You know, so I unboxed that purposefully early on because I felt the package and I was like, you know, this feels like it might be thicker than 2 cassettes and a CD. So I wanted to make sure that I gave them proper spot on the video. Up next, looks like a game. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the only like disc-based things that I ordered were games. It says to tear at the perforated line, but that is not quite working for me here. So, also, since I have all of the info about like sellers and stuff blurred out. Also, I bought all of this stuff except for the bonuses that Kill All Music sent me. All of this stuff was purchased by me. Just want to note that I haven't been sponsored or anything. Even Kill All Music, that was just like they didn't tell me make sure to spend a bunch of time on our stuff or anything like that. They just sent that stuff to me out of the goodness of their hearts. This is Skate. This is the original Skate. So I played Skate 3. I know Skate 3 is really popular. I really like Skate 3. Wanted to play Skate 1 and 2. You guys might see Skate 2 later in this video. And so I ordered a copy of the original Skate. Skate 2 is really challenging to find though, and I will talk about that later on. But yeah, the original Skate on PS3, it's brand new and it was not that expensive. Since it's brand new, I obviously haven't played it yet. But yeah, the Skate series as a whole, I played the demo of the original Skate. I actually have a video about that. And it's a cool series. It's a fun series. It's a little bit challenging, but it's got a unique control system, and it's a really enjoyable skateboarding series. So, all right, cool. Now we shall move on to the next thing. This one I managed to take the label off completely. Let's see what's in here. It feels like, oh wait, I should probably do it on camera. Feels like probably another game because I hear a disc rattling around in there. Oh, this is an interesting one. Hang on, you guys can probably see the Capcom symbol. You might know what's on the way. Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop. This kind of fits in with the Need for Speed The Run that I mentioned earlier. Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop is a Wii port of the original Dead Rising, and rather than using like a modified version of the Dead Rising engine, it actually uses a modified version of the Resident Evil 4 engine. So it has a whole bunch of interesting things in it. So in the original, actually, I think in every Dead Rising game, like the guns are one-time use. You don't reload guns in Dead Rising. You do reload guns in this game. The fight against the convicts is like a quit time event. The controls are different. The mall is like smaller and stuff. There's a whole ton of stuff. I believe that Stippo has a video about this, which I would suggest you guys check out. I'm going to have to leave a ton of links in the video description of this video. This video is going to take forever to put together, but it's fun. Yeah. I will probably do some sort of something with that in a video in the future because it's just such a unique port. And the story is the same, I believe, but it just plays so differently. All right, we have another package. This one is not a game, I don't believe, because it feels long and thin, and I do believe, though, that I know exactly what it is. I believe it's a cable that I ordered. Which will be actually possibly useful in video making in the future. Let's see if we can get this open. Getting there. Oh, I think I've cut a little bit of the cardboard of it. Whoops. Yes, this is exactly what I was thinking it was. This is the Tomy high definition VGA cable for Dreamcast. I have a Dreamcast. I really like playing my Dreamcast, and I think the graphics on it look good. So I said, hey, I should get myself one of them VGA cables for the Dreamcast. Yeah, it's just it's a cable that allows the Dreamcast to play games in a higher video resolution than the composite cables. We'll see how it works. I've heard mixed things about various different types of these cables. Hopefully I actually have some games that output VGA on Dreamcast, but I guess we'll see. Not a whole ton to say about it, honestly, other than just that if I record any Dreamcast footage in the future, I will hopefully be able to use this. The Elgato doesn't have native VGA capture, but I have a VGA to HDMI adapter that might be able to work with it, so we'll have to see, but hopefully it will allow me to at least play my Dreamcast games in a higher resolution, which I am looking forward to. Looks like got a little bit opened in shipping. There we go. But yeah, Dreamcast is a really cool console. All right, another package that I believe has some games in it. This one feels like it might have 2 or 3. Let's see what's in here. There's 2 games, 2 Wii games. We have Club Penguin Game Day and Driver San Francisco. So let's just quickly go over these. So Club Penguin Game Day, with this and the 2 Club Penguin EPF games that I got on Nintendo DS, that completes the whole of all of the Club Penguin games that are released outside of the original Club Penguin. Also, I'd like to do a video on this because this was the first time the Club Penguin Penguins were represented in like a 3D form. There's a whole ton to say about this game, and I just don't want to like spend a ton of time on it in this video because, like I said, I gotta kind of move fast because don't want my phone battery to run out. But yeah, it's a cool game. It's pretty simple. It's like a mini game collection, but it's Club Penguin. I mean, you guys know I love Club Penguin. It was a huge part of my childhood. So yeah. And then Driver San Francisco, in a very similar manner, again to Need for Speed, the Run on Wii. Completely different story, completely different gameplay mechanics than the other versions of the game, I believe. And also, this is the only version of Driver San Francisco that has guns in it, which is interesting. As you guys can see here, use a range of weapons. That is not possible in the other versions of Driver San Francisco. So we'll probably see this in the video in the future. Again, sealed, so obviously I haven't played it. I've seen videos of it. It looks interesting compared to the normal version of Driver San Francisco. All right, another package that appears to contain at least probably 2 games at least. Oh boy, this one's looking like it's going to be a little bit of a pain to open. Let's see here. Oh, and it's stuck to the desk. All right, oh boy, getting the 15% battery saver notification on my phone. Might have to have another cut here. This is 2 games, and it is Skate 2 and Lego City Undercover. Yeah, so Skate 2, like I said, wanted to play Skate 1 and 2. Got the Xbox 360 version rather than the PlayStation version because you guys know I normally play PlayStation versions of games, but the PlayStation 3 version of Skate 2 is kind of expensive and a little bit challenging to find. Skate 2 on the Xbox 360 is like much cheaper, like half the price of the PS3 version, and I believe can be played on Xbox One. I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, so it's Skate 2. Want to play it, so I'm gonna bought a copy of it. Lego City Undercover is a game that I've just been meaning to play for a long time because of the whole like Lego GTA kind of thing that people have been saying about it. It's also like a unique Lego game. It's not based on like another movie property like Star Wars or anything. So yeah, you play as an undercover cop, and that's about all I know about it. I've heard tons of good things about it though over the years. It was originally released on Wii U and then got ported to other consoles later on. So might be another game I might try to play later today. 3 more packages. Try to speed through these before my phone dies. All right, this feels like it contains 1 game. So let's try to see what is in here. All right, I see an Xbox case. Oh, this one's an interesting one. I bought a used game, and I've heard various mixed reviews of the sellers, so we will see what it looks like. Forza Horizon, and it is in fact Forza Horizon. Okay. Let's see. Can we get the game out and see? No, I don't think we're going to be able to get the game out right now, but it doesn't appear to be bad. It is like new, I would say. There's a little bit of some folding up at the top there. Okay, so Forza Horizon. I've played Forza Horizon 2, 3, and 4. Really enjoyed, oh dang, we're coming up to Kill All Music matches. Really enjoyed 2, 3, and 4, just kind of wanted to play the original. I like racing games, it looks cool. It's for the 360, which is interesting also, because the other ones were for the Xbox One. Although Forza Horizon 2 was also for the 360, I think. The thing with this was that it was $15, which was like half the price of all the other like-new copies. And the seller had some people saying that, really good reviews, and the seller also had some people that said, like, stuff like, they said it was like new and it clearly wasn't like new and stuff. But I think this does look like new. This is Forza Horizon. Like I said, the case is a little bit damaged, but not anything like really that noticeable. Doesn't have a manual, but I'm also not sure if Forza Horizon has a manual, but looking forward to playing that. Really like racing games. Big fan of Forza Horizon, so that might be another game I might try to play tonight. We are on to the final 2 packages. Oh, no, wait, final 3. There was one that I didn't even see. I believe that we have 2 more games and then 1 more, like, supplies packages. This is a PC game, I think. Goodness. If I can't get into it, it must be... Okay, yes. Oh, man. I almost forgot I ordered this. Fallen Earth on the PC. This is a free-to-play game. Simply put, it was like $5 on Walmart, and I think it's always interesting when you see games that have gone free-to-play in a disc format, especially because this is a brand new copy, and there's very clearly some sort of disc in here. It's pretty heavy. It might even have a manual. I've played Fallen Earth before. It's a cool game. I just never really had like the time to get super into it, but maybe now that I have the disc version, I'll take another look at it. Like I said, it is free to play, free to play now. It's on Steam, so I don't really have anything to say about it other than like if it sounds interesting, go check it out. It's kind of like a Fallout like sort of MMO, but it's not that similar to Fallout. It's just kind of apocalyptic. It's vaguely you can look at Fallout and you can look at this and see how Fallout inspired this, but it's also reasonably unique and got some different stuff. So yeah, that's cool to have a disc copy of a game that has gone free to play. It's like I have a copy of Defiance, and that's a free to play game now. So I think we have another PC game and some like equipment like style stuff. So this should be, like I said, a PC game. Yep. The original Assassin's Creed. I mean, Assassin's Creed is such a big and well-known series now that you guys probably like have heard of it and everything. I think it's interesting because it has a like frame story kind of going on with it. And I've played Assassin's Creed 2 and 4. I've just never really been able to like get super into the frame story because I haven't played all of them in order. So I figured like it was really cheap on PC. My PC can almost certainly run it. It was cheap from Walmart on like a PC disc version. So I was like, I'll buy the original and, play it and see if I want to, try to play the series in order or something. So, yeah, it's the original Assassin's Creed. There's not a whole ton I could say about that hasn't been said before. And then on to the last package. This one's reasonably large, but I believe it only contains 2 things because I think there's like 2 things left on the list that have not yet been found. I want to be careful because one of these things is like accidentally cut into a bowl. Or it might contain 3 things actually. Oh, it does look like it contains 3 things. Let's see here. All right, yes, this does contain in fact 3 things. We have the Alan Wake bundle. I'll talk about that in a second because the other 2 things are smaller and also interesting though. All right, so on the left, just a double mouse pad pack. Never really have had a normal mouse pad. Always have been using like a magazine as a mouse pad, so I just bought a mouse pad. I bought a double pack because my mom has been working from home because of coronavirus and stuff, so I figured I could give her one and keep one for myself, and it was like $2 extra to get a 2-pack instead of 1. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. This is a PS2 component cable. The PS2 is a console that I really want to enjoy, but the video quality always is something that kind of annoys me. And I know not like every PS2 game supports component and stuff, but I figured I would buy one. It was not very expensive for the cable, and I think it'll hopefully make my PS2 gaming experience a little bit better, and also should help with recording PS2 stuff in the future, because I have a ton of PS2 games. Like I've said, I kind of consider the PS3 like where I really started getting into gaming, but I had a PS2 as a kid, and I had a ton of PS2 games, and I still have a bunch of PS2 games. So if PS2 videos look better in the future, that is why. Maybe I'll even review some of these cables that I've ordered. And then the last thing, the very last thing, I think everything that I had on this list here, yeah, looking at it right now, everything that I ordered has in fact shown up, which is very nice. This is Alan Wake bundle on PC. Just, I like Alan Wake, and figured might as well get the PC version also, because I have the 360 version, and I enjoyed it. Actually, as I upload this, I think the playthrough going on right now is Alan Wake on the 360, but played on an Xbox One. Supposedly, these are actually on discs, but also contain a Steam code. I'm not sure, but if they are on discs, that would mean this is also the only time that Alan Wake's American Nightmare was put on a disc, which is really cool. And you know, I like archiving stuff and things like that, so whenever games are digital only, kind of gets me a little bit nervous. So yeah, I got this, and I've already said, like, in my Alan Wake playthrough, in the first video of the original Alan Wake playthrough, and in the future Alan Wake's American Nightmare playthrough, I kind of give my little reviews of them, so if you want to hear me talk about those more, those would be the videos to check out. But we'll have to see if these actually come on, like, on discs or not. But yeah, cool, it's a double pack too. It looked bigger in the picture. It looked like it would be like a really thick box, but it's not, which I mean, like, I don't really care that much as long as the discs are in there. And it is sealed, so it's brand new. So yes, that is all of the stuff that I have bought over this past semester. Like I said, this past semester at college was just not particularly fun, so I just kind of tried to keep myself occupied. So I bought some video games on campus and sent some stuff home so I would have, you know, some stuff to look forward to when I got home to play and everything. And yeah, it sure is a lot of stuff. I'm going to be a very busy person over the next however many weeks or months or whatever now. And like I said also, so like whenever I see unboxing videos, sometimes I kind of think, you know, like how the heck do people afford all this stuff? And I just want to kind of give a little bit of almost like financial advice at the end here. Extremely specific budgeting is how I managed to afford all of this crap off of just a part-time on-campus job at college, while also still making like a profit overall in my bank account. I refused to pay more than 20 bucks on like most of this stuff. Most of the stuff I paid under 20 bucks for, like individual items I paid under 20 bucks for. And I also like tried very hard to avoid going over my limits on spending any money and stuff. And I think also ordering things to home helped me kind of like not get bored with things as quickly, because I was still looking forward to them. So yeah, just really hyperactive budgeting and stuff. And also Kill All Music's like ultra niceness of sending me so much stuff to, they pretty much just put me in business for CD and cassette reviews for like an additional however many months once I finally find time to like do some of those. I'm getting the notification that the video file just ran over its limit, so here's the wolf symbol while I finish up talking here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm probably not going to be able to make that many other videos like this, just because the scenario for this was really kind of perfect, with like kind of wanting to order things to home instead of ordering them directly to myself. So then I had this just giant pile of stuff waiting for me when I got home. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, you'll probably see many of the things I showed in this video in the future in videos. And also I just want to mention, like I said, I am at home, finally back from college. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be any easier for me to make videos, because I still have classes online and stuff, and just, classes have been taking up a ton of time. But, hopefully with winter break and things coming up, I can manage to get some more videos. I always have tons of video ideas. So, yeah, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in future videos, and bye-bye.